Welcome to another episode of Until It's Done, a devoted podcast. I'm your host, Dana Lynn Kay. Today, I have one of my most favorite people in the whole wide world in the studio with me. And it happens to be one of my beautiful daughters, Bijou Kay. Hi, Bijou.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, well, first of all, let's give everybody a little background about you. Okay, so how old are you?
12.
12 years old. And you are a twin.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to talk about how it's been, first of all, for you being a twin, because that's a really special thing that you're a twin. I mean, it was nice that I, gave you a built-in buddy, a bestie for life.
Bestie.
Right? But tell me about, because you're a fraternal twin. You have a twin sister named Bryce.
Yeah.
Who we absolutely love, and she's adorable, and she's the best. But how has it been being a twin? Because I know you don't know what it's like to be any other way, but what's it like having a sister who is exactly the same age?
I mean, sometimes we do fight. I mean, it's going to happen. But it's nice to have her by my side.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, would you say she's your bestie?
She's my bestie boo for sure. Side by side.
And the two of you, even though we'll go a little personal. Even though they each have their own rooms, they end up sleeping in the same room almost every night.
I mean, because you can't stay apart forever.
Forever for a night. I mean, God forbid. Okay,
stand right next to each other.
Yeah. But then you guys have been in other separate classrooms. You guys have like some separate friends. You do separate things.
Yeah, we're not in any of the same classes
since first grade. You've been separated since first grade, and I did that purposely. The school asked us, "Do you want them together or apart?" And I felt like because you're together all the time, it was like healthier for you guys to have your own teachers and your own experience and not always be like compared and doing the same things and you can make your own friends.
Yeah.
Do you guys would you say you've got a lot in common?
It depends on what it is. She doesn't like lip products. I mean, I do. Different personalities. She's shy, I'm the bomb. It's different, You
think you're a little sassier, a little.
I guess, boo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm demure, all right.
You're very demure. She loves throwing words around that she hears on social media, and I'll be like, "Do you know what that means?" And she's like, "Well, I think it means like," and I'm like, "No, that's not what it means at all." But we just use the word because we hear it.
So what, bougie?
Yeah, you are bougie.
I know. Bougie
beige. We call her Bougie Beige. So anyway, growing up now, but the thing is you and Bryce are very different in your looks, your body type, like all that type of stuff. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure.
Okay. So tell me, how are you different that way?
I mean, I'm definitely bigger than her.
Which you started out smaller.
Yeah.
If we back this up, you were born, Bryce was twin A and you were twin B, and Bryce was 5 pounds, 13 ounces. You guys were full term, which means you went all the way to the end. You were not preemies. Sometimes twins get delivered earlier and all that stuff. The doctor finally said to me, these girls are too comfortable and they don't want to come out, so we're taking them out. That's, you guys love your mama. You wanted to be with me forever. You were not moving, which I appreciated, but I was like, okay, get these chicks out. It's time. So Bryce was twin A and she was 5 pounds, 13 ounces, and you were tiny, tiny, teeny, tiny twin B at 4 pounds, 10 ounces. You were so tiny. Your head was like the size, we called you Benjamin Button. Your head was the size of a tiny little baseball. You had little chicken legs. You had no body fat. You were the tiniest. You were so cute, but you were so tiny. And even daddy was afraid to change your diaper because he thought he was going to break you. You were so little.
Thank you.
Yes. In fact, I brought you preemie outfits and you were swimming in the preemie outfits. It was hilarious. So anyway, Brycey was the bigger one, and you were the tiny one. And when they came out, I remember in the delivery room, they said, okay, we have twin A and twin B, who's who? And they were like, who's getting what name? Because all we knew is the names were Bijou and Bryce. And I said, I said, okay, well, we have two names, Bryce and Bijou. And I said, who is the tiny one? And they said, Bijou, the little one, the twin B. And I said, well, Bijou means jewel. And I said, make the little one name, her name will be Bijou because she's my little jewel. And Bryce had all this crazy, like, black, spiky hair. Like, she looked like Liza Minnelli. Like, she was hilarious. And Bryce to be a girl's name, I wanted that to be, like, a very exotic name for a girl, like Bryce. You know, always boys' names, Bryce. So I was like, okay, make twin A Bryce. And then that's how you got your names. But Bijou means jewel. And you were like this little tiny little jewel, my little.
Okay. I will. My little baby jewel.
My little baby jewel. So, so let's talk about, your body types. How are you different from your sister? What did you notice? Like, did you notice growing up that all of a sudden you two were you were the little one and the doctor said, don't worry, she'll catch up. And I was like, okay. And you caught up and then you guys were like neck and neck for a while. And then what happened?
I actually I just got bigger. I don't know, just like lengthwise.
Yeah. You started getting taller. And filling out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you think now, so now Brycey has she's not super, she's much shorter than all of us right now. She's a little shorty in the family. And she's always had kind of like a metabolism she kind of like just eats whatever.
And she won't really gain anything.
She's been a tough gainer.
Yeah. Same with Bodhi.
And same with Bodhi. They've both been...
Bodhi's just,
he's long.
Long.
And he's like a string bane.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I'd say a string.
Yeah, he's... Right. And so he eats a lot of junk and whatever. But you, around what age? Like, what age did we notice that you were starting to, like, put on some weight?
I don't.
You don't remember?
No.
Okay, I remember because I'm your mom.
Yeah,
so around, I'd say 9, 10, we started getting a little concerned because you were growing so much, and we took you to an endocrinologist, and we got all your stats done, and we got your wrists measured, and they said that you had the measurements actually it was 7. You were 7 and you had the measurements of a 10-year-old. So we were like, whoa, she's just growing really, really fast. We were like, oh my God, she's like, bigger for her age. But then we also noticed that you were packing on weight a lot faster than your siblings, right? Remember that? Mm-hmm. And I started kind of freaking out because I didn't know. Everybody ate the same. Everybody was kind of the same, right? Everybody was doing the same stuff. It wasn't like you were doing something different than your siblings.
Yeah.
And then you put on a lot of weight in 1 year.
Yeah, I did.
You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
And we were kind of freaking out that you were like growing out of your clothes, and you felt like you felt conscious about your body.
Yeah.
Right? How did you feel about your body changing?
I mean, I didn't know like what was actually happening.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh wait, I'm growing.
Yeah.
Like fast. Like I wasn't expecting anything.
Right. But then do you remember when you started feeling self-conscious about your body parts? Like your belly and stuff?
Yeah. One night I was sitting in my closet and I was crying and I was said, Mommy, my t-shirt doesn't fit. And I was sitting on the closet floor. And once I told my mom that, I guess I just could not stop crying because I didn't know what was happening at the moment. Yeah.
Well, no, because you said, how do I get rid of this?
Yeah, how do I get rid of that?
And you were talking about your belly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you were very young, and it was bothering you. And we had never really talked about we weren't talking about your body. We weren't talking about, but you were uncomfortable putting on your clothes and realizing that your belly was not fitting into things like it used to.
Yeah.
Right? So you were very aware, and you called me into your closet and you were crying. Like, you were having trouble finding outfits and feeling comfortable in your own skin at a young age.
Yeah.
Right? So that's when I started getting concerned, because as a mother, I was just letting her be a kid. And that's, that you hear a lot of people say that, oh, kids should be kids and just leave them alone, And I did. And, I didn't treat you differently than your siblings. Everybody ate the same food. Everybody did the same activities. Okay, so fast forward, you kept growing, you're putting on weight, and, you can be honest, like, did you feel that, like, was there a comparison? Like, I know that you started getting names that called at school.
Yeah.
And was there bullying going on? Were there name calling? Like, what started you feeling like you were different, or that you wanted to make a change? I mean, because we're going to get to this summer when you decided that you wanted to make big changes for the first time, and it came from you. What pushed you to feel that way?
Well, at camp too, I did get called names. To this day, I still get called names. But at camp, I still got called names, so I decided to be like, okay, I think it's time to change then. And yeah, I did feel uncomfortable in clothes and bathing suits. Still do. But, my friends, they still support me. They're like, no, you're gorgeous just the way you are. But I felt like I wanted to change because of how my body was. So I was like, oh, I guess it's time to change. So I did ask you to help me and coach me along the way.
So let's back up, though. Being honest, because we're going to have people listening that are moms, that are kids, they're going to be listening. And were you, because you've told me this in the past, how were you eating? Because some people would blame me and they'll say, well, you're the mom. She should have been eating healthier. She should have been eating better. Or, why didn't you force her to do this? Like, it should start at home, right? And it really should. Now, you've been seeing me doing fitness and eating healthy your whole life. I was doing cardio while I was pregnant with you. I have been very heavily into this lifestyle. Now, I didn't force it on any of you. I've always exposed you to it. I bring you to the weight room. I ask you guys to exercise, correct? Mm-hmm. But I don't force it on you. You're not forced to do any of it.
Yeah.
How were you eating? Because in order to gain that kind of weight, and you've admitted it to me in the past, what were you doing that you think, what were the habits that you were doing looking back now along those years? How were you eating and acting that you think started to put the weight on you?
Looking back now, I used to, when my mom was out of the house, going to Publix, going on long walks, going to the gym, working out in the garage, I would sneak downstairs and I would grab Little Bites, Cheez-Its, Goldfish, candy, things like that, snacks that aren't the smartest options. And I wasn't thinking about how we could also show on my body. So I ate that so much that I ended up growing fat much faster.
So you would kind of sneak all the extras, because I never told you couldn't have it, and I never told any of you guys. We always had things in the house where it was a very balanced household, where I would have snacks for lunch boxes. Like, we would do things where it would be, like you said, like if there were like little muffins or something that you guys had, a lot of times they make you take prepackaged things to school because of the nut allergies and all those things. So I would like buy certain things that I would send with you guys, but then, and you guys really weren't supposed to eat those things at home. At home, we had our other things, but then you guys would take those snacks and eat them, and I would find wrappers hidden all over the place in Bodhi's garbage, in your room. So you were taking...
I was taking things I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And do you think you were... So it was a lot of sneaking food. Yeah. Okay. And for those of you listening, the look on her face was a smirky smile and her eyebrows going up like, yeah. Which is fine. And I was never mad at you, but I was just like, I need to know what's going on because I was panicking like, is this a medical thing? Like, what is going on? But at the end of the day, there has to be a certain number of calories that are being ingested to really pack on that kind of weight. Now, in this society also, you're faced with things like Starbucks and Dunkin' and like all the fun like things with the drinks and the unicorn drink at Starbucks. And it was that...
Never even tried that.
No, I'm just naming, you were a baby when that came out, but I'm just listing things that these companies do that they do try to tantalize, children or people, I mean, everybody, into buying these items that are really, truly unhealthy. And that you're not really, and you're never thinking about how many calories are in the Starbucks drinks. You just wanted the Starbucks drinks because all your friends were getting them, correct?
Yes. Yeah, because it was like Starbucks was popular. Starbucks was popular.
So it was like a cool thing to go in and get the Starbucks drinks.
Starbies.
The Starbies.
The Starbies.
And like you used to go get Dunkin' all the time. Remember when you went to Mathnasium and you'd always want to get Dunkin'?
Yeah.
So you ate a lot of Dunkin' Donuts. Like you guys would do what you wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times, like I would drop them at math tutoring, but it was right next to Dunkin' Donuts. So then I would come pick them up and they would all be in Dunkin' Donuts getting donuts. So it's like when people sometimes blame the parents, well, yeah, you should if your kid isn't educated. But like I wasn't thrilled about everybody getting Dunkin' Donuts, but you guys did things that, and then the Dunkin' Donuts guys would hook you up for free. So then I'm like, great, thanks for giving my kids free donuts. And then you guys are just eating the donuts and having the things.
It's not my fault. I'm nice.
Okay, so there are people like you, so you get free stuff. That's great. Okay. So anyway, that's how it all happened. So, I mean, I just wanted to back up there because I'm sure people listening are like, well, how did that even happen in the first place? It happens, but between sneaking food and kids not realizing and they want to be like their friends, and you've also said you've wanted to be like your brother and sister.
Yeah.
And so you were like, if they're eating it, I'm eating it.
True.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And guys, I apologize if I'm doing all the talking, but a 12-year-old is very limited in the, she's like, yeah.
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 Okay.
Yes, no. I mean, feel free to really talk if you have more to say. Okay, never mind. All right, so I'm still going to lead this podcast. Okay, I'm doing my best here. Okay, so this summer, Bijou went away to camp this summer. You went to sleepaway camp. And it was a sports academy.
Yeah.
And she was away all summer, and she cried like a baby, and she wanted to come home.
Okay, relax.
She wanted to come home, but...
I'm being honest.
No, it's fine. I'm being honest. This is an honest podcast.
You sent me a camp I didn't very like.
Okay. So she wasn't thrilled with going to sports academy, but it was a place where I went, and I knew she'd be playing activities and sports all day, which as a mom, I want my kids playing all day. I want you playing sports. I don't want you sitting and playing video games all day and watching TV and playing on your phones. So that was the best thing that I thought I could do for you as a mom, okay? Yes. So you went away for 6 weeks. And when you got home, well, you were at the airport. You sent me a selfie, and I was shocked. You had leaned down in your face. You sent me a selfie from the airport, and you were smiling. You were beaming, and you had your hands on your hips, and you were so excited. And I said, oh, my God, Bijou looks like a new girl. And you were like, Mom, I've been working really hard. What did you do at camp?
Well, the only thing I really could do was be active.
Boom. Yes. Keep going. Elaborate.
What I mean by active, I was in the gym. That was my first elective that I chose. At night, we had leagues, which I had played soccer. And then champions, I competed in the strongest woman and strongest man competition.
Ooh, love
Ended
it.
up winning.
Yes.
For my group. what else? I played sports during the day, including soccer, lacrosse.
Didn't you run a race?
Oh, yeah. I did do the color run.
So you did a race,
Yes.
which is running.
Yeah, and I got, I was the first girl
What?
that made it. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I just saw the pictures.
I got 25th place. So that was the first
But you were the first girl that
Yeah.
crossed. Amazing.
And I did with my friends and I.
Now, how did you approach food that summer?
Okay. So it depends on the dinners. Like, I wasn't into some of the dinners that they were serving.
Mm-hmm.
They did have a salad bar. Normally, first get there, you got to run to the salad bar because most of the romaine and lettuce is gone.
Okay.
So I would try to get there quickly. I would normally have salads. Sometimes I would eat, like, we had Chinese food or chicken and pasta, fettuccine Alfredo, stuff like that. But I wasn't a very big fan of that.
Okay.
So I just kind of ate salads, carrots, cucumbers, kind of making a salad without lettuce.
Okay, but you ate a lot of vegetables.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good. And you didn't choose the fettuccine Alfredo and the heavy things.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's and did you know that you were purposely making a better selection, like by filling your plate with veggies?
Yeah.
Okay, and then what'd you eat for breakfast?
Breakfast. So there was fruit. Mm-hmm. So I had a banana with there was these little tubs of peanut butter, but they weren't actually peanut butter.
Okay.
So I just put a little bit on a knife and just put it on because, I missed my peanut butter.
It was
obviously.
like a sunflower butter?
Yeah, something like that. But then I also had yogurt and granola.
Okay.
A little bit of granola because the yogurts weren't very big. Sometimes they would have French toast or pancakes, or Dunkin' was only on banquet nights or mornings. And that was really it.
So were you purposely trying to be mindful of the things that you were eating?
Yeah.
You were?
Yeah.
So you were trying to make better choices?
Yeah.
Now, what taught you? How did you know what the better choices were? What made you, was it things from being at home that you suddenly were like, okay, I know this is a better choice?
Well, I thought that you were sending me here to see, maybe I could change. If I'm being honest.
You thought I was sending you there? I would send all three of you. I would send you to Coach Your Sports Academy.
I wouldn't want to go alone. So...
Yeah, but I wasn't sending it for you, but all of you play sports.
yeah.
I wanted Bodie to play soccer. It wasn't, I didn't send you to a weight loss camp. I sent you to the same sports academy that I went to. It's a sports academy. It's not a weight loss camp. This was a regular camp.
I know.
So if you took it personal, I'm sorry, but it's
No, I didn't take it personal.
My brother went there too. It's a regular camp.
I didn't take it personal.
Okay.
I mean,
but you thought that's what I would want from you?
Yeah.
Well, I wanted you to be active, and I expressed that to you guys. I was like, I wanted all of you. I was like, guys, play your sports.
Yeah.
So, okay, but when you were making your food choices, what made you know what was healthy and what was not?
From what you've taught me.
Okay.
Obviously, I looked back and I was like, this is a healthy option. Mm-hmm. Maybe I should go towards that instead of this. So if it was an apple and then it was like a candy apple, obviously I would choose the apple instead of all the sugar that's covered over the apple.
Okay. Yeah, so you were learning the difference between the healthy choices, and then you were very conscious about it. What'd you do at canteen at night?
Canteen. Oh, that was a pleasure. I would go up from my bunk every night, and I would go to the canteen stand, and it was just like a free little night snack. Obviously I got it, but I would give it out to my friends because if they wanted it, I would be like, here you go. But I never really ate it. I started off eating it like the first beginning of camp. Maybe for the first or second week I ate it. Then I stopped eating it because I didn't think it wasn't very good, and I didn't want it. Just before I went to bed, my curfew. It was just, I didn't want to eat it.
Yeah. Was it because it was just, you knew it was junk food?
Yeah.
Like it just wasn't
I just
serving
didn't want to
you?
eat it. I just didn't want to eat it.
Okay.
I gave it to my counselors.
Okay.
I gave it to my friends. I didn't want it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, okay, so then you had a great time. You finished camp and you got home and you did end up losing some significant weight at camp.
Yeah.
You ended up losing like around 30 pounds or something. I mean, right? Weren't you?
Yeah.
What were you at your heaviest?
198.
Were you 198?
Yeah.
And then when you got home, you were what?
166.
Yeah. Everybody was so proud of you. Oh my God. I mean, you made a lot of conscious decisions away at camp to work hard, to be active, and to make better food choices. And I commend you for that because you were away from your mom, away from your dad, away from everything, and you did that on your own.
Yeah.
And that was amazing that you you grew up a lot that summer, right?
Yeah.
Because you had to be away from home and you were in charge of yourself. And you could have easily just pigged out on anything you wanted. You could have eaten canteen every single night. You could have eaten fettuccine Alfredo. You could have done all the things. And you could have come home 30 more pounds heavier, correct?
True.
And look
Yeah.
what you did. Now, how did you feel?
I felt much better.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How was your energy level?
Much higher or lower. I don't know.
High,
much
energy,
higher.
higher.
Okay. Higher.
Yeah. A higher energy. You had more energy.
Yeah, more
correct?
energy. Yes.
And how'd you feel in your own skin and your clothes and everything?
Good. Looking back to the photos, the t-shirt that was tight on me was big.
Mm-hmm.
Say that I was oversized, definitely. But yeah, felt better.
So did that give you more motivation and determination to keep going with a healthy lifestyle?
Yeah, it did. But you know, when you have a school store at your school, it doesn't help because you see all the sugar on the wall, but then they have like this little section of protein bars. And then you just look at the Skittle and you're like, hey, dude.
So, okay, so we're going to talk about that right now. So when you got home, did you feel support from your mom?
Yes.
Okay, and what did I want? Did we start talking about? Because I was so excited that because I never pressured you. I still don't pressure you. Do you feel a support from your mom as far as like someone who wants to help you feel good?
Yeah, you help me feel good.
And guide you in the right direction, right?
Yeah.
So we had a little bit of a setback. Bijou was doing really, really well, and we were making healthy choices at home, and she's doing the Peloton, and she's doing all the things. And then I got a bill because they go to private school, and there is a store, and I got a bill last month for the school store, and the month before. And I was like, what are these bills? And they don't send an itemized bill. And the bill last month for the second month of school for October was $1,000. It was like $900. And I was like, what the heck? And they have a beautiful cafeteria where they have salad bar and all the nice foods. Okay, you roll your eyes, but it's nicer than most.
Rolling eyes.
Okay, please speak nicely.
That is not rolling eyes.
Okay. And they have a beautiful, selections for lunch. She also has the option to pack her own lunch, which we've done many times, and take snacks, which we buy at home. And for some reason, my children racked up $1,000 bill at the school store. And so I went into the business office and I said, may I please see an itemized, because while just saying this is your total, and, I looked under Bijou's and it was, what was it, 300?
$248.
Okay, and I wondered what in the heck, and so I got an itemized bill, and there was a lot of snacks. And I also had noticed, and I don't say anything to Bijou, I had noticed that her weight kind of looked like it was kind of creeping up again a little bit. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay,
I
and
agree.
we also know why, right?
Yeah.
And what happened? The snacks.
Yeah. Skittles happen.
Skittles. So Skittles happened, and Uncrustables happen and all kinds of snacks happen that I, as a mother, was not aware of. And, and her sister did the same freaking thing. And, she went a little more ham than Bijou. So I cut them both off.
Thanks.
Yes, they're both cut off from the school store. And now we are, because at home we were doing really well and healthy meals and healthy snacks and all the things. Now, do I ever tell you things are off limits?
No.
What do I say about things if you want them?
Take it in moderation.
Yes, that's right. So if you want cookies, you can have them, but let's have a portion, right? Portion. And also if you want chips out of a bag, we look at what the portion is, and I say, why don't you take a portion?
Popcorners, I measured out the serving, which is 16 chips. If you guys want to take that,
Yeah.
16 chips serving.
So, we started talking about macronutrients. I mean, about protein. You've been hearing protein since you were a toddler because of devotion, right? And we do very protein-focused foods.
Yes.
And I make lots of protein treats for you guys, which you and your sister absolutely love. Bodhi gives me a hard time on some of the things.
Them.
You love all the stuff. And so I have found that, education is key, and Bijou is but the child has to be ready, and you can't force anyone to do anything. And I'm loving that Bijou is so willing and open to listen to her mom. She knows I've showed her my pictures, and she knows that I struggled at her age as well. And that I understand. Bijou and I had very similar body types. And is that comforting for you to know that I understand how you feel?
Yeah, definitely makes me feel better that, you went through the same thing as me.
Yeah, because I didn't have a mom who went through what I did. And it was hard because I was like, she doesn't understand me. But, my grandma was always very slender. And well, to me, she never, and she didn't struggle with her weight. If she wanted to lose weight, she lost weight, whatever. So you have a mom who totally gets it, who's struggled, who has worked hard to figure it out. And I've told you, you are such a lucky girl that I get it. And that's why I've taken the approach with you that I have, where it's I'm very supportive and I'm not demanding of you, but I want you to want it. I want I can't do the work for you, but I can guide you and I can educate you and I can support you. And anything that if you want help, you have me and you know that. Right?
Yeah.
So does it make you excited that you feel like you don't have to feel lost?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are some of the things that we've been doing together that you love? Because does this make you happy, or does it make you excited?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are some of the things that you like?
I like going on long walks with you. For the past 2 days, we've been doing that.
But we've done them before.
Yeah, we've done.
But just recently, she's been on break, and that's why she's able to do the podcast today, because she's on fall break, so we can take our long walks in the morning and show them at school.
Yesterday we did close to 5 miles. Today I think we did 4 point. I don't know.
Yeah.
4 point something, and we took Jagger. Obviously, love Jagger.
And what about weight training?
Oh, yeah, obviously. I go to the gym with Greg.
Yep. And I was, just for the record, I was taking Bijou to the gym, and we were weight training together. And we have a gym in our garage. We have a Peloton. We've got cardio machine. We have everything. And I say to Bijou, first of all, I say, Bijou, Greg and I know what we're doing. We're both fit. We've trained for a zillion years. Greg was a pro athlete. I've competed in figure. I've been fitness modeling. We know what we're doing. Take advantage of us. Let us train you. Let it come to the gym. Do the exercise. Learn from us, correct?
Yeah.
And Bijou then said to me in the car, Mom, I don't want you to train with me. I'm going to do it on my own. I'm going on my own. And so Mom was like, okay, Bijou, you can go on your own. And you've seen me do it. I hope that you know what you're doing. And I wish you luck. And remember, if you want, I am here for you. Correct?
Yes.
So what did we now talk about?
What do you mean?
Like, you would like me to now go, you tried it on your own and you ended up just talking on the phone the whole time.
Well, I didn't talk on the phone the whole time. I met my gym buddy, obviously.
Okay.
I have a gym buddy. But Greg and I started going together. And
How is it training with Greg?
it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, he does his own stuff. I do my own. But
Does he show you stuff to do?
he shows me like workouts, and then I try it. And then, I mean, obviously, like if I need him, I'll call him over and be like, Greg, I don't know how to do this thing. Can you help me?
Right.
And he'll show me how to do it, and then I'll learn from him.
Okay.
Sometimes I do think that you're a little judgy. You're like, no, do this.
Well, I have to show you proper form.
I know.
Okay, so I'm almost 45 years old, and I've been weight training since I was your age, and I'm about to have shoulder surgery. It's my first injury in weight training, and I've been weight training for over 25 years. Like, I feel that form is very important to staying healthy so that you don't hurt yourself. I don't want you blowing out your back or doing something if your form isn't right, and also if you are doing bad form and it's bad habits, you're going to keep doing it. And also you're not going to work the correct muscle. So like, I'm trying to teach you from the beginning proper form so that you can know proper form for the rest of your life. So even if you think, oh, you call me judgy, but I'm saying, no, sweetie, keep your back straight. And I'm showing you how to do an exercise correctly so that you stay safe and healthy doing the exercise, right?
Yes.
So I think that teens and moms, and I know that teens are going, like all of my teens are giving me pushback. Like if I try to help them, then they're like, we know what we're doing. Or like, right? I mean, even with Bodie, I'm like, let's lift. And he's like, I know how to lift. And then I'll be like, what'd you lift? And he's like, biceps. And I'm like, the whole workout was just biceps. Like, everybody, I know that teens want to just like do their own thing. So I'm trying my best.
Showing up to the gym with your mom is like, okay. Okay.
And it's not cool to show up to the gym with your mom. And I get it. But like,
my whole my friends all have crushes on you. See, it's kind of weird, because if I pull up to the gym and you're there with me, I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, okay, first of all, you should be flattered.
Yikes.
They're like, oh, yeah, she's my mom, and she knows what she's doing in the gym.
A 45-year-old woman that you have a crush on.
Okay. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. I get it.
Wrinkly.
I'm wrinkly. Thanks. Meanwhile, we have a gym at home that I'd be happy to train you in that none of your friends have to see.
But going to the gym makes me hyped up.
Oh, so you want to be at the gym. It's
I want to be
seen type of.
It's like when I walk into that gym, I know I want to do it. I know.
So you're a person that wants to go to the gym.
See,
I'm happy to train in my garage gym. I don't need anybody around. I don't need to be hyped up. I don't need Rocky music and to enter the gym.
Rocky music.
Yeah. But and I get it. Going to the gym is sometimes a social fun thing. But I do want you to know what you're doing in the gym. So I've even said to you, let me write you a workout. I'll say,
yes,
you want to workout?
Yeah.
Right?
Would you like me to write?
So would you like me to write you a workout?
Yes, please. Please.
Okay, so Bijou is saying she wants me to write her a workout. Good. Okay, we all heard that. For the record, I will do that. I'm here to help. I'm here to support, help, educate. I feel that kids struggle when they don't know what the heck to do. And so we'll talk about that on the next episode. I want to talk about newbies and what to do, where to start with all of these things that we're talking about right now. Cause this is a two-parter. I wanted this first half to be kind of Bijou's background, how she's doing, how she's feeling, what goes on in our home, all those things. And then the next episode is going to be all of the things to now help others,
yes.
And we're going to talk about, I have questions on
I thought
social
we were
media.
Do it during this one. I was like, okay.
No, well, we had to first give people background. A lot of people might not even know the story and all of that. I mean, even though we put on social media, it's not, just obvious to everyone. So we're going to answer the questions that were left, and then we'll give advice about talking with your teens about health and nutrition and all of that. And so let me see if there's anything though right now that we should end on. We spoke about, were you getting bullied? Let's see. And we'll talk about, so in the next episode, we're going to talk about your favorite healthy recipes and your favorite exercises. And we'll talk about what we pack for snacks.
Snacks.
Yeah, we'll do all of that. We have some nice comments and questions on here, so we'll talk all about that on the next episode. What else? So before we wrap up this episode, do you have anything else or advice that you want to give to kids about talking to their parents if they need help or they don't know where to start?
Probably your mom's she'd probably be helpful. So maybe ask your mom, see what she can do for you. And my mom bought me a book, so maybe you want to research and maybe see if you can find a book on how, like, beginners of how to lose weight, or maybe just like do some fun exercises that you find on YouTube, or just, research about things that you can do, or just eat healthy. What? We're going
to get into that in the next episode because we have a lot now to talk about and educate. So this episode was all about Bijou, and the next episode is going to be now about what does Bijou do? What exercises do we do? We'll talk about your mindset going forward and how we're going to keep setting goals and how you're going to learn how to do exercises and all the things. I'm really, really excited.
So excited.
And yeah, okay. All right. Well, this was a good one. You have anything else to add? No? All right. Well, I just want you to know that people, every time I post about you on social media, people are
viral.
Well, people get very excited and they get very happy for you and they're cheering you on and they think it's great that you have a great attitude. You've got a mom who's supporting you. We're doing this together as a mom-daughter team.
I did see that. I was looking at your comments, and someone has the same name as me.
Oh, somebody's name was Bijou.
Yeah.
Well, she must be a jewel too.
No,
You're the only one. Yeah, Bijou's the one and only. Okay, well, we are going to end it here. So that is Bijou's story. And join us next week. The next episode is going to be all about being a newbie, being a teen, what to do, what to eat, all the things. And we look forward to sharing with you. Bijou, thank you for being here.
No problem. Always a pleasure.
My sassy little girl.
Guess what?
Well, thanks for joining in, everybody. And we will see you next time on Until It's Done.
Bye.
A Devoted Podcast.